When the bell rings and the lights go low, there's a man you need to know, breaking down the ropes and shows. He's the king of the wrestling pros. From suplex dreams to body slams, he's got the mic, he's got the plan. I believe in Cody. He's the voice of the mat, so witty, breaking kayfabe, dropping truth bombs. Yeah, Cody Unetti is where I belong.
Now we're unmuted. Let's go ahead and go with it. We had no sound again because Wavelength decided to cut me out. But we're here live. Happy Sunday, everybody. How are we doing? Hopefully you're doing better now. Wavelength doesn't like me. Discord doesn't like me. But the man, the myth, the legend, Cody does.
Give me a hell yeah.
What's going on, everybody?
What's going on?
Speaking about heels and faces, I think we need to get right into it, settle it once and for all. The fandom, does it overweigh the wrestler, and all of that? I want you to start it off for us here because I want your perspective, because I always give my rants all the time.
I'm
so
stuck
I want
in a
your
box.
overall
Oh, wait.
perspective.
Mimes don't talk. Yeah, we got a lot of perspective to go over. We got a lot of things to address because War Games is on its way. And, you know, I wish I could show. I can actually. What am I talking about? I've got to get better at this. We need a new producer. That's the problem. So let's just share this desktop. Oh God, that's risky. So if you see above me on this side here, Wavelength here controls all of our audio. So every channel, everything has to be in its own individual source. And then obviously everything goes through the Stream Deck. So I'm an idiot and Wavelength doesn't like me. Jake from YouTube might be greater than Jake from State Farm, but I'm not wearing khakis. I could be, though. I've got the State Farm shirt, rocking. Glad to have you all here. Indeed. War Games! It's War Games. Is Dominik Mysterio buried? Is Liv Morgan returning? Does Cody have all the answers? We're going to find out all that and more. We've got a lot to go over here, my friend, so let's delve right into our first topic. What do you got for me, sir?
We'll start off with either go Liv or Dom. Pick or choose, then we'll follow right after.
Oh, let's flip a coin.
Let me talk to you.
Yeah. Let's go with Dominik. That seems about right.
Dominik, then we'll go into Liv after that.
He's
there we
tails,
go.
Liv is heads. Get it? Yeah.
Oh, whoa.
I didn't mean it like. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I'm very bad. Sorry. But yeah, let's dive right into Dominik. Dirty Dom. No longer the IC champ. He's ruined. He's finished. Finito. Done.
A 50-year-old man won the Intercontinental Championship against him in his final Raw in Boston, which is his hometown, which will be looked at forever. Who was John Cena's last opponent in Boston, his hometown? And it's going to always be Dominik Mysterio, which I would feel like always will benefit Dominik, always being in that spotlight with John, and possibly he's his last Raw overall as well.
Yeah.
So I don't see the issue here. And he'll be John Cena's last PLE match, if not last Raw match.
We're getting confirmation that John Cena's not in the War Games match. So tentatively, they wanted to have the biggest super team ever, and they have the opportunity to do so, and I don't understand why they're not doing it.
Are they just afraid of Cena being in War Games? Is that what you think?
I don't think so, honestly. I mean, I really
the
don't.
Avengers,
but
this is a big opportunity. People are like, it's overkill. Not really. All these stars in one match.
I mean, yeah, that's
Survivor
what it should
Series
have
is
been.
one of your big four.
Exactly. That's what we needed to see. That's what should have happened. And instead, we got the opposite.
So what happened to the Ray and Dom thing going on?
Yeah. So before we even touch that, is Dominik buried? Is he ruined? I mean, he was featured in the opening segment, interrupting John Cena, going against him on the mic, and then having a great match that the crowd went apeshit for. Everybody there loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I said they loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they loved it.
With everybody saying L-A.
They did indeed.
Yeah.
So, but they said Dominik Intercontinental Championship reign was used to put over someone that's retiring, which killed his momentum.
Not at all. Dom is still AAA champ. He's the top of that company, the king of the luchadors. He's got generational talent and heat. People all over are praising him as being the best in sports entertainment right now because he's the best character,
I think
the best
you can
heel.
still argue he's the best booked wrestler right now.
I think he's one of Triple H's shining stars. Yes, he's one in the win column for them. The very few rare wins because, the heel turned. It was great. But then we got. So
I don't think Dominik is buried overall. I could see people's point. You're not wrong. I'm not going to argue with you if you think so. I don't think John Cena needed to win the Intercontinental Championship whatsoever. I honestly don't think John Cena, maybe if it's John Cena versus Gunther for his final match, I think he might drop it beforehand, and I think it's going to be back to Dom, by the way.
Do you? So
but if
I do
if
want to
it's against
say
Gunther, then I would argue that Dominik should have retained.
Latest reporting. So John also put out a tweet today, which we'll get to as well. So John had a little bit of a playful update. He said, tomorrow night on Netflix is the end of an era in WWE. Don't miss the final episode of WWE you will ever see me
You just have three
performing.
W's in it, but it was WWF.
Yeah, no better stage than the iconic Garden MSG to chant "Let's go Cena" or "Cena sucks." Whatever it is, the last time is now. And he said, because after this, I can't wrestle, with a winky face. So I don't know that he's even fighting at Survivor Series. Apparently, and I mean, this is under the word of Dave Meltzer.
Well,
He
Dominik said that he wants his rematch in his backyard. He said Cena got his match in his backyard. Why don't I get mine in mine?
Here's where I'm going to upset you. And again, with a grain of salt. But so far, this has been extremely accurate. And now Meltzer's corroborating it. Meltzer said himself that Cena already beat Dominik for the title. That match, Mysterio versus Cena, isn't happening in San Diego. And he said, I figured, why not do Cena, Roman, Punk, Jay, and Cody and make it like a dream team, babyface team at War Games? However, Meltzer revealed this is not the current plan. This is on Newsweek, by the way. He said, now I can tell you that's not happening.
Is going to film a movie.
He is. He's still doing it, but he's going like between the roles back and forth. I guess
apparently that movie's not until January now or whatever.
Well, he had to do stuff for pre-production and then the filming, but he was technically away for the film, but he's not going to be needed now like they thought he was, allegedly. But the thing with Meltzer and all of this, and following the changes to the plan because of Seth's stupid coast-to-coast shoulder injury, now they're saying we're not even getting Dominik and Eddie at Survivor Series. Dom's possibly
Eddie?
Not competing. Yes. I can't call him Ray. Sorry. It's got to be Eddie Mysterio, because he says Eddie's his real dad. So, fair. And him and Mysterio Sr. can't get it on in San Diego because reasons. I mean, right now,
it would be a perfect place for it. I don't understand why you would miss that opportunity either.
The Thanksgiving weekend event
fumbles
has
and one.
Yeah, we have one to be announced. We got Jimmy and Jay, Cody and Punk taking on Braun, Logan, Drew, and one more to be announced. If that's Lesnar, sure, it would be fun for Cena, but apparently we're not getting either. And yeah, Ray Guerrero works better. King Guerrero. I should have said it that way. Sorry, I'm terrible. But yeah, so now we're not getting any involvement with Ray and Dom, which sucks. I really wanted to see them face off one more time.
Father versus son.
Yeah,
both of their
in San Diego, that would be great. And then on top of it,
the Avengers War Games, that would have been perfect too.
Right. The ultimate assemble the faces of all time and, all the biggest superstars, however you want to phrase it. It was massive. War Games. And instead now they're saying that's not happening. It's not even close to that. I keep reading that Lesnar's not involved in the War Games match, that we're not going to see Lesnar until January around Rumble time. I could be way off. I'm not saying that's right. I'm just saying it doesn't seem like he's going to be involved in this.
How he has advertised it.
They're saying that Cena's appearing. They never said a match, and that's what people are worried about. Does he not have a match now with him saying you won't see me wrestle after this, except for the last time is now tournament? So does he mean he's only showing up at Survivor Series? Cena said that his opponent Monday is going to be his favorite match yet, by far. And other people he faced made their comments, but he's like, this is the one that excites me the most. You're not going to want to miss it, MSG. So now people are going nuts with the Edge question mark, which...
Well, Cena's always been known for saying my favorite match is the next one.
Yes, but people are grasping onto that literally like it's, the truest kernel of truth. And they could just turn it into popcorn. But I don't know what we're going to get with John at Survivor Series.
War Games!
I'm absolutely...
I still think he's going to have a match. I think Dave Meltzer's wrong because he's
not saying he's not wrestling. I'm saying I don't know if he's wrestling. Dave has said that Cena's not in the War Games match and that the Ray and Eddie match is not happening either. So...
We'll find more out tomorrow because
we'll see.
Dave
who
has
they
been
end.
50-50.
It's not just him, though. I mean, this is being corroborated by him. That was actually the article was from Newsweek, and then he just is corroborating what they said. So I was paraphrasing, but the original article comes from Newsweek. I mean, basically what we're hearing is that War Games is going to be, as we said, excuse me, Drew's suspended. He's suspended. The punishment veers from creative desire. They were trying to basically layer more depth, Bleacher Report was saying, and I'm not buying it entirely, but...
Let me get onto this one.
Yeah, because they're saying that it doesn't look like Cena isn't a theory that fans will let die, but they're saying there's no chance to it being Edge. So
John Cena shouldn't have won the Intercontinental Championship then. If this is true, he shouldn't have.
So
people are right.
They're saying
Dominik
right here...
need to lose
Conflicting Cena's reports. Cena's Survivor Series plans remain a question mark. Body Slam and others report that he'll take part in the War Games match, but Wrestling Observer says no, and it was considered but not happening. Cena makes sense, but we'll see.
They said, he said, she said thingy, majiggy going on here, so we'll have to see whose report is more accurate. And
yeah.
Bodyslam.net, that's the one by Corey Hayes, right?
I believe. I'm on Bleacher Report, but they're basically saying conventional wisdom and buzz seem to suggest fans were about to get Ray versus Dom at Survivor Series, but according to many, though, that's not on the table anymore. This is a disappointing bit of news given the location, but it's pretty easy to thread what's going on here too, with Dominik getting the chance to take on Cena at a major event as the legend's career winds down. Well, we already got the match, so now it's like, people are just kind of guessing, will Dom get to face him again? I'm not so sure. I think he's
Dominik
going to drop it.
Rematch, right?
Dom should, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think we're just going to see... Cena may have a match at War Games. We'll see if he does or
Cena
not.
Shouldn't have won if you're going to say Gunther, Cena should not have won this title.
And then Cena's going to drop it to Gunther on the way out.
And you know what? People are right. Dominik shouldn't have lost. That was awful booking. I don't give a shit about the moment then.
I disagree.
If your plan's Gunther,
because
if your plan's Gunther, then why?
So here's the thing. Gunther was the longest reigning and essentially in their eyes, biggest IC champ. So it's a way to...
So he doesn't need it again.
He doesn't, but this did something different. Why does Dom need the IC title?
Where does he go then?
For the main belt. Send him against CM Punk for the world title now. He just faced John Cena. So what if he got beat? That Raw opening elevated his stock even more. And that kid is fucking over. They're chanting his name as a heel. They boo him because it's fun. And they're in on it. But he gets great reactions for everything he does. The cheating, they love. The words that Ray wrote that I read the other day, it made me fucking teary-eyed. He's like, he practically is your son. He's got your fucking mustache, you piece of shit. Like all this stuff. He's like, and he still pulls it off. And the more he cheats, the more they cheer. He's just like you, Eddie. And it was really, really, really sweet and touching. And it struck a chord. And I was already very upset. So I like LA Knight proceeding through the tournament and winning and taking out Cena now.
I think Cena... Well, Cena apparently has an open challenge for the title tomorrow. That's what I heard. It's an open challenge, but he already picked his opponent. So he said, I picked my picked opponent
But now they're gonna frame it as who's
whoever
here
it
to
is
face
needs
me.
Whoever it is needs to drop the Cena needs to drop the title too. Cena just needs to drop the title tomorrow.
I am my superpower, my therapist will tell you, is always getting back to the original point. So we'll get there. But here's my thing. I really feel like it's got to be a surprise, right? Because we don't know who it is. It's supposed to be a big deal. He's excited. So who stands out that's a real possibility? Would Jeff Hardy be enough of a surprise or deliver a good enough match to be worthy of that?
But you also got the mystery opponent.
I'm not sure.
Solo. There's
Yes. So if John faces tomorrow someone like a Joe Hendry, now that he's a WWE signed star, would people hate that, or would they bite onto it? There's a lot. Or what if Joe Hendry's the surprise one to face Solo? We don't know. Jericho is a severe grasp. I mean, he just slighted AEW in a major way by saying they look Bush League in the ECW arena and that TNA looks like the true number 2 company. Now, if this is a work, then Tony's a genius. If not, rein in your talent. Jesus Christ. I mean, they got a slight bump from their bloody outing in Blood and Guts, but I'm still waiting to see what we get from WWE as they finish out the card. Sadly, I mean, I'm not so sure. I think we're gonna definitely get Gunther in the end, and John will likely drop it to him. I wish it would be LA Knight or.
I know a lot of people have said Joe Hendry, but a lot of people are like, say his name merchant now. They said if it's Joe Hendry, that's why I don't think you can do Joe Hendry as a surprise. I'm afraid that will get Joe Hendry hated.
Maybe.
More than because if you keep overdoing that.
What's going on, Gorilla Strong? Happy to see you and the Get of God, Pico, Kratos, and everybody in the chat.
Do you think Joe Hendry is one of those mysteries? Cena's opponent?
Yeah, I think he could work. I mean, he made a great impact at Mania. Nobody said his name. It worked. Goldberg, just to run it back.
But since then, now they're calling him, say his name merchant. They're calling him
run it back.
Mystery merchant.
Yeah. It gets old just like Jay doing it, right? Yeet. Goldberg, just bring him out of retirement, and that's who his face, and gets speared by Cena and loses the IC title. And then Gunther gets to face Goldberg again, this time for a different belt. How's it going? Hopefully everybody's doing well.
Don't give them any ideas.
Yeah, I'm afraid because
God, I can just imagine that. Oh my God, no, I can't sleep probably tonight thinking that even being a
we got to wait to Netflix launches Raw and we see who comes out of the curtain to face Solo and who faces.
Who does what now?
Who faces Solo Sikoa? That's the match, right? Solo versus mystery opponent?
Yeah.
For the tournament, I thought. Nice to meet your fiance. My wife's in the cage. Good girl. Granted, I just, they've screwed up so much with Cena this year. And then they have, Velveteen Dream. Now that's a good idea. Could you imagine what a return? Coached by EC3. Now we're talking. That's his manager. I don't think Joey Ryan is allowed out of the state. Never mind the city that he's in, but yeah, there'd be lesser surprises, sure. What if it's Nikki? She's a heel now. What if she wants to take on John and she's Solo's mystery opponent? And then Solo's like, I can't hit a woman. She kicks him in the dick, takes him down, pins him, and look who's going to fucking War Games now.
War Games!
It's Nikki Bella.
I feel bad for Cena.
Badass.
I can't believe they really fumbled Cena's career, like the ending like that. Like Gunther, are you kidding me?
We heard it was going to be Gunther. How far back? April?
This is so lame.
The same time that they told us
the IC title.
Right after Mania, it was like that week we heard that Gunther was going to be his final opponent and that he would face Dom for the IC title at some point. But he was already still champion and people just kind of threw that to the wayside. But it happened. And
I mean-
it happened exactly as put. Gunther's in the tournament. He's not a surprise for that specific reason. People know, they get it.
This is terrible. This is actually terrible booking. I don't know if
no one's going to be excited about Gunther, but they're going to be so excited for Cena that Gunther is actually going to be a super heel just because of how cheered Cena is. Like, it's going to be like a polar opposite.
People will only care of the match because it's Cena's last match, but it devalues Cena's last match as well. Because
you don't see it. You can't picture it. There's the president, there's the vice president, there's everybody. They're all sitting around the ring. We're in DC. It's December 13th, and Gunther and John are in the middle of their match. Everybody stands to their feet because John's got Gunther over his shoulders for a 15th AA in a row. And he goes, and then Gunther slides behind him like a slippery snake. And he puts him in the choke. And John, he fades. 1, 2. He gets his arm back up, but he fades. He fades. And
awful.
The bell rings. And that's how John Cena's retired. I'm telling you right now, I feel like Nostradamus.
Dominik should not have lost.
If it ends that way, we must revolt. But my God, I could see it going as fucking beat for beat right there.
So you're telling we're giving the title back to someone that did everything they needed to with the title at the longest reign already. And Dominik dropped it for a stat pad.
Yeah.
I was fine with this at first. But I thought he was either going to drop it to Ray or Dominik or Sheamus. But no, let's go with the worst decision possible.
And why does he love vending machines? Because it says insert bill. Any event. I genuinely can see them doing that. Gunther chokes him out. Everybody's pissed. LA Knight could have won the fucking title, the IC title against Cena. Like, that would mean something. Like you said, Gunther winning it there doesn't mean anything. It doesn't. What does it do for Gunther? Well, I don't know. He could say I'm the one that retired Cena, but.
Well, let's see if those individuals are there. Like,
yeah.
Because there's an event going on Tuesday, which will determine if individuals will be there, but I'm not going to say anything. Just a wrestling event, I would say. NXT's are going on Tuesday. That's what I mean.
We got that with NXT Gold Rush. That's going to be a hell of a night. We got the matches and predictions on this week's Into Summer Weekly from this past Wednesday. Check it out.
Let's get into the next thing here.
All right, I got to bring this up
a little more on.
I got to bring this up very quickly, but just to recap, I don't think Dom is buried. I think Dom can enter the main event scene. Here's my prediction. I'll give you a very 30-second elevator pitch outlier. Dom this Monday is going to fight with Judgment Day. That's going to spiral into some type of combustible moment where they all fight with each other. That's going to lead to Liv's return eventually, close to Rumble time. Like by the, you figure you get through December with them internally fighting.
To that in a minute. Oh, there's some.
And then from there, we basically get Rumble and everything happens to destroy the Judgment Day, face turn, blah, blah, blah. But I genuinely feel like it'll just beat for beat kind of just continue with the Judgment Day. Once he gets through that, he's going to ascend up the ranks into the main event scene.
Right.
Right now, he's still an extremely over character. And that's desperately needed and hard to find. So,
as a face or heel, though, is he going to be a main event?
Yes.
Like a face roll or heel roll?
So you have Adam Pearce putting out a great tweet saying, what excuses is Nikki Bella going to have to justify her heel turn and blindside attack on Women's World Champion Stephanie Vacquet? And John Cena said he will open the show and he'll prepare to wrestle the final time tomorrow night on Raw. Becky Lynch will defend her women's IC title against Maxine Dupri. Javon Evans is bouncy and he's going to get choked out just like Cena by Gunther. And we got Solo Sikoa in the tournament, but is he facing Matt Cardona? Think about it. They brought back Zack Ryder, but now he comes back as Matt Cardona, and we get to laugh because he gets 2 entries into the tournament. Come on, you love that idea. You love that idea. I knew it. You're just befallen at the words that I speak. You're speechless. Oh, what else do we have on the show? We also have more Nikki Bella.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So no, don't forget. We got to see. But Matt Cardona coming back this week would be interesting. Yeah. Help me out here with Liv, because we got some serious news with Liv, but then we also
Matt
have
Cardona.
some.
Wait before Liv there. So Matt, you think Matt Cardona is going to be solos?
No, it would be funny though, right?
Oh God.
I don't know.
I would actually.
I don't, it's not like I'm like, I don't want to pick somebody. I don't know who John's going to face tomorrow. It's not going to be Edge. God damn it, Jericho would be cool, but you would have heard if he got out of his AEW contract. People watch that shit like fucking hawks. There's no way you wouldn't have heard of a payment or release. They knew of the Joe Hendry thing immediately. Yeah, him taking on Wade Barrett would be awesome. Bring him back. I seriously don't know who he's going to face. I originally thought it would be Joe Hendry. They'd finally have their match. They wanted it in the worst way to happen. The fans want the match. I feel like it would be a lot of fun, especially in MSG.
Give Joe Hendry the Intercontinental Championship.
Right. But the sad part is he's signed to NXT.
Wow.
And
So,
he's with
maybe
Thea Hale and taking on Chelsea and Ethan for their AAA
Best thing you
mixed
can go
tag team
about-
titles.
If you're not going to do Sheamus and Cena at Saturday night's main event, do Sheamus and Cena tomorrow and let Sheamus win the IC title.
If he wasn't already won a round in the tournament, I would say yes.
Fuck. I'm sorry. I don't remember who's in the tournament. They haven't given me a fucking bracket.
That's the problem. All the brackets say is to be announced, but Wade Barrett would be great. I'm trying to think logically. Like I would like Edge.
That would be. You can hear Wade Barrett's music playing, and Cena's confused. And
yeah,
Wade Barrett gets up from the announcer table.
If Sheamus wasn't in the tournament and he came out and won the IC title, that would be great. That would be a perfect person to give it to because of the fucking Grand Slam thing and full circle. But if Sheamus wins the tournament, I wouldn't hate it either, depending on the final surprise and who that could be. I'd rather see him face Joe Hendry tomorrow than see Joe Hendry lose in the tournament. You know what I mean?
I want, but if it's for the IC title, I want Joe Hendry to win.
Yeah, it would be nice, but I don't see that happening. I think that it would be good to have a rematch against Dom at War Games, but I don't think we're getting that either. I hope at War Games.
Liv, you said, right?
Yeah, Liv.
What do you think about her? Like, you give your perspective because I've always ranted on this. Give me your perspective for everything you've heard.
Well, here's the thing. First, before we even get into that, I do want to reach out and say that's terrible, and we're so sorry to hear that you're still having to deal with really terrible stalking issues. We don't want to say the guy's name. We don't give him any fanfare here. But he tried to get onto her property several times. He appeared at the performance center with an air rifle, thinking it's a loaded gun. A lot of threatening incidents, stalking, extreme online, like with everything. He's then was able to find her flight itineraries, I guess, at one point, and got plane tickets on planes that she was on to be close to her. And then when she found out more about him and had blocked him and a lot of stuff, he then reached out to Devon Dudley through Cameo, asking for him to help him meet Morgan, framing it as a harmless request. But the tone shifted fast when he insisted he and Morgan were going to get married. And Devon was like really uneasy, kept his picture, showed it to Liv, and Liv's like, yeah, that's the guy. And she's like, he's been bothering me for a long time now, and it's not a hypothetical. So they had to increase security and do all these different things. So I'm very sorry to hear that. And it sucks that there are so many crazies that have this kind of access. You know, it's unfortunate side of fandom and how things develop. I don't know how you ever feel safe again, really. Like even with security around your house, like you don't know, did someone break in, like what happened, you know, with Mandy and
like how can she travel? Like if she has family living there or something.
So many things, and every time she gets onto a flight, you know, like is he on the same flight? Do I not know? So he's done different things and been arrested for it, and keeps being released, and that's the thing. Jail's not going to help.
He was released again.
Mm-hmm.
After
he went on their property with an airsoft rifle, threatening like it was an actual loaded weapon. Yep. I miss a right turn signal, and they beat me with tasers and sticks. He goes ahead and comes out, you know, guns blazing. My God. Fucking.
Is that the same guy that was after Roxanne? Because I remember that same, like a performance center thing. Remember with Roxanne Perez?
I don't think so. Sadly, it could be, but it doesn't say in the article here. So I didn't do that much fucking research. Guy needs
to be locked up in an insane asylum or something.
When I searched the name, it doesn't look like he was involved previous. Yeah, that's terrible.
That's just scary.
Absolutely, I wouldn't want to be in their shoes. I know you're popular, but it's scary. It sucks. So, but. Yeah. The live fandom is Kratos, that's on the agenda as well. So we're going to be talking about, I sent her a message on Twitter earlier being as sincere as possible, but poor Rebel with her diagnosis and dealing with everything's terribly heartbreaking.
It's a scary situation.
Terrible. So Liv is great. She's got so much fucking charisma and so much personality that she always stood out. She stood out in NXT. She stood out in the Riot Squad. Like she's always been the standout. But the problem is that she needed someone to get her to where she needed to be. Like, you know, molding clay. Ethan Page said this. He's like, I always knew I could be a heel, but I just didn't know how. And Shawn Michaels was able to unlock that within me. And he's been fucking amazing. He's one of my favorite people on NXT. And it makes so much sense that once Vince was gone, things kind of turned for her as well. And you saw the character work with her and Triple H develop more into a certain kind of persona. She felt her body. She felt herself. She got confidence, as were before. Like she would wear cute outfits, but it was less about like she wore like maybe her stomach showed a little bit, but it was like she had like the cheerleader type tops on and longer skirts. Now she's showing her ass and shaking it and knowing that she's going to break the internet. So to have that confidence, that mental bravado, like it's great to see the development over time. Like the Liv now is the Liv we knew she could be when she challenged Charlotte on that SmackDown. You know, when she came out and was like, "Hey, I want an opportunity." What did she do? She had the blue tongue, the pink hair. She always knew, like, I need to stand out. I need to, what do we say for Chelsea from Aldous? Maximize your minutes. She needs to go ahead and just be. And when they really gave her a chance, she shined.
Are afraid that because like her babyface run from a few years ago, that's why people get mad and say, but don't you remember that? She's a natural heel right now. Would you consider her a natural heel if she comes back as a heel?
No, I mean, she could be a natural heel if they wanted her to be, but I don't envision that's what's going to happen. I genuinely don't feel that way. If they turned her heel,
though, would it feel more forced?
Absolutely, because she's going to get just a natural reaction, and she's going to need to just go with the wave. I feel like she's going to need to just take that ascension head on. People want to be behind her. Pause.
Yeah. And
people want to see themselves inside her. Wait. I mean it is a good thing, I swear. Like
you're gonna get us in trouble by her again, sir.
I'm a little high. I'm trying here. No. I'm genuinely trying. People see themselves in her natural ability to connect with the audience.
That's a better way of putting it.
Because they love her ass.
Yeah. Oh. Okay.
Damn it! No, like. No, she's obviously got the looks down, and I joke there, but she knows it. She has that confidence, but she's so much more than that, and that's the hard part. Is
But do you
getting
think
to
turning her baby face will be like her original baby face?
no, not at all,
or is it
because she's not
they're
even the
different?
same heel she was 6 months ago when she was active. You know, if you go from
With
June
the Rocket Squad, that's like that heel live is different than this heel live.
no, but I'm talking like there was character work and development over the time she joined up with Dom. Like she changed month to month and how she interacted with people, how she spoke to Raquel, how she handles herself with other stars. Yes,
In-ring fucking got just she was putting on matches
banger
of the night
matches.
almost. Like,
yeah, so it was usually very effective for her to capitalize on each bit of momentum and finding out what works, listening to the audience, enjoying it. And
I've gotten a lot of hate. So have you, like, because I found our show.
yeah,
Like this is our main issues with her, I guess. Like they said that Liv should just stay a heel when she comes back, even if she gets a babyface reaction, because Triple H doesn't book heels and faces all based off fan reactions. So she should just come back as a heel, even if she gets kicked out of Judgment Day. She should be a tweener or heel.
here's that word again. But yeah, no tweeners. They're not having that. They got one side or the other. That's how it stays. That's what it is. So let's go ahead and really break that down. So I even if she was to return as a heel, hey, great. But there's money in her being a face. There's a few signs too, because the people that she was against and feuding with have all turned heel. Every last one of them.
Yeah.
You've pointed this out. Many people have brought note to that. So when she comes back, if you have any continuation of the story from where we left off, hey, you know, Kyrie was the one that injured her in the ring and, you know,
Sure.
air quotes.
Revenge on her. You took time off my career.
Yeah, whatever they want to tell. But now they're going up against, it's not that they can't do heel versus heel, but I just feel like her and Dom together, because Dom's going to break up with the Judgment Day. There's, you know, I see them being one of the power couples together. I mean, hey, Dom can be the exact same he is now. He does not need to change at all. He just needs to accept that he's face. It's just like switching uniforms. Why?
Mhm.
Because his father, Eddie Guerrero, did the exact same. The more he cheated, the more he was cheered. Ray's right. He's absolutely correct. Think back
And Eddie
to
did those things as a face.
Eddie with China when he turned face and Mamacita and all, the same way he's treating Liv. It'll work beautifully. I'm telling you, he's got so much machismo and charisma that.
And if this is a love letter to Eddie, like Ray said, Ray, Liv and Dom will be baby faces, and they don't need to change their characters.
No, and they're
all they
being
need to
China and Eddie in 2025. I mean, that's really the goal. To, you know, he's Eddie and she's China minus the gigantic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
it's like a
they
thumb.
didn't change their characters when they turned
that
face.
scares me. I mean, it was like that big.
Oh,
It's like me flaccid.
But-
I mean, that's a
when
big.
Eddie and China, like you're gonna get us in. I'm
Into
oh
it.
my god.
Eddie in China, yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, I'm trying to
You ever been to
get
China?
through this, but
I
I mean-
many have spent a night there, but I have not.
I don't want to spend a night there.
Not now.
I don't know. Yeah.
Sicko.
What? Oh Jesus! I just realized what you're fucking saying. Oh Jesus Christ!
It's only
Oh
it's
my!
only been a few years in the
That just-
ground.
That delayed in my. Oh my God! That just
Unless she's
delayed in
cremated.
my brain.
Then you could be creative. Come on.
Oh my God! No, sir, no, sir.
No, sir.
But Eddie and China,
Hmm.
how much did their characters change when they turned face? You said.
Very minimally. She was already in that realm, essentially, you know, breaking off from DX, doing the woman power thing, win titles.
People
and
said they
being a
can't turn
badass.
face though. They're just heels through and through, and that's it.
But
Remember the messages I got, and I showed
yeah,
you.
oh yeah. I mean, but that's the glory of the character work here. That's the essentiality behind everything that they've built for this. They want to see
But they
character
want Liv and
development.
Dom to be world champions, And I think you're more likely to get that with them as the heroes in the situation, like rather than the villains, because what are heels meant to do? Villains are meant to fail.
Absolutely. And
At the end.
we're going back my superpower to the original point here that we said when we started Into Somewhere Sunday. We went ahead and said, is Dom buried? No.
No.
No way in hell. He is going to ascend and ascend even higher quickly.
Well, okay, what elevates their characters more then?
The
heel
face
or
turn,
face?
the cheers from the crowd, the merch they will sell, the power couple angle, even if they were to split apart beside, they could each do it individually, but them together, if they plan this accordingly, they have a very strong dynamic and it resonates with fans. Fandoms have spawned out of this ad nauseum. I mean, look at all the Liv Dom nuts we got.
The biggest stands of them all. I guess they hate me now, but they said her career will only be good if she's a heel.
Hey, I mean, if that's how they feel, but I feel like we support her in whatever venture they put forth. And if the booking's not there,
I mean, sounds like your fans there only have confidence in you playing a heel. I mean,
that's kind of what it sounds like. And also, they don't really have a choice. It's not like they can say, hey, I mean, maybe they have some input with Triple H or whoever is really, in charge, TKO. But
yeah,
we know they're not going to be able to go up there and be like, oh, no, I don't want to be heel now. You're going to change all your booking. And it doesn't work like that. But I truly envision the way the characters were going with the evidence that we had based on. They're going to elevate Dom as well. That's the goal of this.
If Dom stands were fucking booking this, they would get betrayed by Judgment Day, have to feud with all the people that they're feuding with that turned heel, but still be heel.
I had a prediction originally. I thought Naomi was going to hold the title till Mania, and I thought Liv would come back and be the one to dethrone her. That was my original guess because they like lengthy title reigns, and Naomi got busy. So, hey, little Jimmy became bigger Jim, and bigger Jim.
Flip this whole segment, then we're going to post it on maybe Twitter, like this whole thing. Then I'm going to retweet it, and then I can just send it to people,
There you go. Just send them right to the site. Tell them to hit the like button as well. We appreciate it.
Because remember, I've told...
Okay, you've said this multiple times. You've said it 100 times, and I stand by you on it. They're not... They made their mind up, and that's the thing you have to realize. Liv Morgan is a baby face. With the right storytelling and great writing, she will be fine as a face. Exactly, Mackenzie Johnson. We appreciate that comment because that's the sentiment we have here. She was already essentially being treated like a face by the fans.
And we talked about this earlier. She was a justified heel. So how much of a villain was she, anyways? Because she had her valid points of doing what she did because Rhea took her out.
Yeah.
But the fans supported Rhea for heelish actions. Then Liv was like, all right, you guys know what she did. Fuck you guys and Rhea for even supporting that. So
she set out to take her man, and she got that, and she got a revenge tour underway, and she was initially justified, but then you could say her actions crept into heel nature by taking Dom, by taking the title the way she did, and so on and so forth. But regardless, she's still...
But before she was...
It was initially justified, which makes a great heel.
Before she got injured, she wasn't that much of a heel anymore. I think she was supposed to be beginning to switch over to face, right? But that got delayed.
Yes.
But because obviously, I've just never heard of... So maybe they're right. I've just never heard of all your rivals turning heel, but you're going to stay heel too to feud with all those heels and get kicked out of a faction which are heels, but they're going to be heels, and you're going to have to feud with them because they kicked you out. So I've just never heard of all that.
I feel like you need a whiteboard to follow that.
But yeah.
Link all this.
Let's get...
all right. Well, last thing on all of this is that, we are interested to see where it goes with Liv. And unfortunately, it's she got injured. If you look at the video where she got hurt, and she posted it, the backstage footage where they attach her arm into the socket and they pop it back in. And she's like, "Do you think that was it? Am I good to go?" Like she was so upset
That
at
just
the
shows
idea.
love for the business, though.
Yeah,
like, she wanted to
was
immediately
destroyed. That she's like, "Am I good to go? Like, you think that was it?" And they're like, "You're hurt. Like, chill out." And she's just it wasn't like, "Cool, I get a payday
because
and I get to go
Raquel
sit home."
was trying to get her to relax. Like, okay, come on, sit.
Yeah,
Like Raquel was trying to get her.
that wasn't acting. That was actually her. She wanted to go ahead and be okay. She loves this. She loves this. She had other opportunities, and this is what she stuck with for years. She grinded it out to see it through. Her friends got released or traded or let go or moved or they ascended without her, and she sat back and said, "My time will come." And she was a good soldier, and she earned it. She earned it with the fans and everybody. So
people thought like Ruby Riott, Ruby Soho, whatever, was going to be the biggest star. Liv Morgan became the biggest star out of all of them.
Yeah. So
the Riot Squad and any other pairing she was in. And last thing, let's talk about wrestling training. Then we can move on to our next topic because this is
I forgot to bring
about
that up.
return.
Yes.
We have it in the title of the video. So returns.
Yes.
So she has like this new video. You want me to send it to you so we can get it on here? This is what they're talking about. Or the film. Okay. You want me to just send you their tweet or right?
Yes. Go ahead and send it my way.
You want me to send it to you on Messenger or?
Sure. There we go.
Up to you.
Messenger works. Look at that. Asking you shall receive. We're so professional
this
on
is why people
Sundays.
Because training, people are like, well, she was spotted at the Performance Center. She was spotted at a Raw like a few months ago, right? Because they were in Birmingham, and so was where she had to get
evaluated. Yeah.
So but Raw was just in the area, and she had to go there anyway. And then she was probably like, all right, I'll just hang out here.
As they usually do.
That's probably what it was. Yeah. And
she's
I'm sure if a Raw's in
and she's back in the wrestling ring, and people were like, "Oh, that's gotta be like, the end of it. She'll be back this week." And we're like, don't run to the rumor mill yet. Give it a second because we don't know for sure. And
but they said she was recapping in the Performance Center, but doesn't everyone?
But you have to go ahead.
In September.
Yeah, and Aaliyah, however you say it, Noomf Al Aribi, I forget how to say Noomf. I'm not trying to be funny. Yes, Aaliyah. She's working with her to help her get back in her paces, she says. So we got this video here. We'll go ahead and check it out. Let's go ahead and make sure you guys can hear some audio and play. In the lab.
Aaliyah's the one working out here, but I think Aaliyah's showing her, right,
They're just playing copyrighted music, so I turned it down. There we go. Just making sure you can do things. She's learning to bump again. So no slippage there for the fans, but she was able to get herself going. Yeah, it's a bump card. You got to go ahead and learn to basically, can your body take it again? Can you handle the stress of in ring? Can you take bumps? Can you handle?
What does your shoulder feel like when you get slammed down on you?
I'm still not able to walk, like right now. So if every time I stand, it's a weird thing. My body's not used to, the Frankenfoot that I have at this point in time. Yeah. And
I don't think people understand that part of the wrestling process. Though.
No, you have to go. That's why Logan Paul bought himself a professional ring. Exactly. We don't. Her shoulder's healed. Even it has to be healed to a certain extent that she's cleared to resume practice. Like if there was a risk of further injury, she wouldn't be doing that.
I don't think people understand the athletic part of
where she is right now. Like if you because I've done so much physical fucking therapy myself. She's like 6 weeks out, I feel like, max. Like that's the pace of where she is. She's able to go up and over, but she probably can't land on the arm yet. She probably can't put a ton of stress on the shoulder yet. But she's able to do the motions again.
Performance Center lifting weights. There's a difference between lifting weights and then
wrestling in a
slam
ring,
yourself down.
yeah, repeatedly,
Yeah.
and taking big bumps and going off the top rope and doing the things that she does, because she does a lot of crazy offense and
But
defense.
I think,
so.
but we've tried. That's another thing people got mad at me about. I tried to explain that to them, and they're like, "You just are negative. You don't understand. You don't know what you're talking." I'm like, "Okay,
So
I
hopefully
played football
she's
and gotten
healing
injuries,
well, and yeah,
like in high
you know.
school and middle school. Like I played football. Like then you can be healed from your injury, but you still can't. Just because you're healed doesn't mean all right. Get back out on the field now."
Exactly. So
Like I tried to explain that.
before we
They don't
get
get it.
to our next bits, really quick, Cardona and WWE have confirmed that the former U.S. and IC champ has not been signed to a WWE contract following his return. But WWE sources did confirm that Cardona has signed a merchandise deal with the company, which is why WWE Shop began selling Zack Ryder merchandise shortly after his appearance. The report also notes that it is unclear why WWE chose to use the Zack Ryder gimmick rather than Matt Cardona. One possibility, is that it's the name that belongs to WWE. Plus, they also know, that more people probably
main
still
roster
know him as
fans
Zack Ryder
will-
than Matt
because
Cardona.
He wouldn't have gotten that pop if it said Matt Cardona. I don't think. And I
Maybe
think,
live, but less people. I don't know. I mean, it
but when
certainly
you
could
use
be
Zack
said.
Ryder, I
But
think everyone knows that name and like, oh, Zack Ryder, okay.
yeah, so
I think if he does sign back, I think he starts off as Zack Ryder but turns heel, then transitions into Matt Cardona. I think
Yeah.
that would be the best way to go about it.
possibly,
Like, so he can actually actively kill Zack Ryder on TV, right?
yeah, take him out. There we go, desk pop. This is where I bring everybody's mood down, but we're gonna stay positive. I sent her a message earlier. Hopefully, we can all do the same and reach out. She's been undergoing treatment for the last year. Rebel has Tania Brooks, and she's been with TNA before, then AEW as of 2019. She teamed up with Britt Baker to get her the Women's World Championship, but she's been absent for about a year now on TV. And first, she thought she had some type of fungal infection in her lungs, and it was not cryptococcal pneumonia at that time, and that it's primary pulmonary lymphoma, which is a cancer in the lungs. And if that is a best case scenario, that I have it, so that's good, she said. The Mayo Clinic, they said that they found a new rehab because along this tumultuous journey, she picked a little disorder called functional neurological disorder, and it has taken my ability to walk. I now walk with a walker and my ability to speak clearly. I don't know if you can tell, but it sounds like I bit my tongue. So she's going through a lot. She has to go for a third bronchoscopy to determine what kind of treatment she's going to have, chemo, radiation, immunology, and then she'll start there as soon as she gets through this treatment. So she's hoping that all of that will start around the 1st of 2026, poor thing. So please go ahead and, like I said, I made sure to try and be sincere and reach out, but at Rebel Tania, Tanea, go ahead and reach out and send her some love and well wishes, because she's already fighting hard and she's going to need it. So it's always good to have that support. And we certainly wish her well from into somewhere. All of us here will be keeping you in thoughts and prayers, and we'll check for updates. And please feel free to reach out, because anybody is here to listen, and you can't keep that stuff bottled up. The medical stuff will make you insane. It's not a good place to stay in your head. Certainly. On the build of Full Gear, there's a huge unification match announced for the AEW Dynamite episode as the go-home show for Full Gear. They have basically November 15th edition of Collision went off the air. It was announced that the ROH Women's TV Championship will finally be decided. So Red Velvet was forced to step away from the ring and the title back in June, leading to an interim champion being crowned. So that was Mina Shirakawa. And then Mercedes beat her at Wrestle Dream. Now Red Velvet's back in action, so they're going to have the match this Wednesday. And they're going to unify the titles, but when Mercedes wins, because she will win, obviously, they're going to count it as belt 14 and 15. Since she won 13 this past Saturday at some fed that I've never heard of, she went ahead and got another belt for her collection. And again, she's a heel. That's why we're upset with this. She's getting us so good. Ah, ha, ha.
She's a heel, Jake. A heel.
She's a heel.
She's a
This
heel. I like
Bas-
the Judgment Day. What? Wait, the Judgment Day or what right now?
I
Can you tell me?
I
Can you
don't
tell
know.
me?
I don't know. And
MJF. I like MJF. And what's he? Can you tell me what he
he's
is?
not even around at this point right now.
But
And
when he is on,
he was with the Hurt Syndicate for a bit to get a title shot that he
he's a
still
heel,
has.
though, right?
Yeah, but he still has a title shot. So
But
hey.
I like those guys. But Mercedes is a heel, and you guys are getting work.
So when she won the APAC Women's title, now that was her 13th in North Phoenix, Diana. She beat, like I said, they're going to count this now as belt 14 and 15, basically. So it'll be the unification and the new title just to piss people off. I guarantee it. This Wednesday
so
Dynamite, we got Kenny
that was at
Omega
House of
appearing.
Glory.
That was at the APAC, wherever that is.
This new one.
So yeah. Mercedes Moné versus Red Velvet, the ROH Women's TV unification match. We got Timeless Tony Storm and Mina Shirakawa versus Riho and Alex Windsor for the tag title tournament, as well as Megan Bain and Marina Shafir taking on Tay J. We got Kenny Omega appearing. Hangman Adam Page takes on Shibata. They're having him go through everybody after he broke Powerhouse Hobbs' spine by making his ass bounce off the floor.
Whoa.
Jesus, that spot still bothers me. Pause.
What?
Yeah. Full Gear, we got Hangman Page, Samoa Joe, Steel Cage, Chris Statlander versus Mercedes Moné for the women's title. She'll take that too. Bro Dito taking on FTR. Do you give a shit about Bro Dildo? I don't. Kyle Fletcher versus Mark Briscoe for the TNT title. Briscoe must join the Don Callis family if he loses. That's going to be fun. A casino gauntlet match for the AEW national title. And then we have the $1 million match. Kenny Omega, Jack Perry, Luchasaurus taking on the Young Bucks and Josh Alexander. And Darby Allin versus Pac. Max Caster, Anthony Bowens, The Acclaim taking on Juice Robinson, Austin Gunn, and Big Bill and Brian Keith versus the Outrunners in a four-way tag team match. This is a tag team match for $200,000.
Choosing to go to this.
I know.
Last Raw, though.
They got $1.2 million on the line that night. $200,000 on the pre-show and $1 million match for Kenny Omega and Luchasaurus and Jack Perry. Come on.
Clarify to me. Would you choose this or Cena's Last Raw tomorrow?
Oh, Full Gear.
Yeah.
I'm trying to make you feel better. I mean, there's almost 9,000 people set up for it, and they sold 8,000 tickets, so that's good. There's going to be a lot of people. Hopefully they shower. I doubt it.
I would never be able to go to. I don't want to go to an AEW event ever. I just look at the crowd though. It's always greasy-haired feet. Like you see the crowds there. They all look like they smell.
All joking aside, I swear to you, the 2 times I went to Grand Slam at Arthur Ashe, wherever we sat, it stunk like body odor so bad. And I've had that happen at a Raw once where I sat on the floor. But it was, we've been to Raws, SmackDown, pay-per-views, all NXTs, no problem. And both AEW experiences at the time was
the worst smells that you've ever smelled.
It wasn't, but it was definitely the wrestling fan that never went outside to live life. So
that's how they are live their lives on Twitter. That's what they seem like anyway.
Yeah,
the personalities and AEW sickos. You never know. Maybe they keep their family members captive in basements. If you know, you know.
Right.
Like I've said.
Talk about war games.
War games!
It's real life war games. War games, November 29th will be live for that as well as our AEW Full Gear review the weekend before the 20th. CM Punk, this upcoming weekend, I should say. CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, Jey Uso, Jimmy, and one more to be announced, taking on Braun, Logan, Drew, and to be announced in
War games!
We also have Rhea, Io, Alexa, and 2 more to be announced. Charlotte will get back involved.
Don't get me.
Taking on Nia, Lash, Asuka, Kairi, and one more woman in
War games!
And then Intercontinental Champion John Cena wrestles the penultimate match of his career. So they're saying he's wrestling still at Survivor Series. Hopefully he drops the title to Dom, and all of the other speculation is bullshit. But honestly, I don't know about you. I hope it happens. I'd rather see him put Dom over than go and lose to Gunther.
Yeah, I agree.
Or at least if he
Or,
loses to Gunther, he doesn't have the title.
Or give Ray, have John Cena versus Rey Mysterio tomorrow. I know it sounds crazy, but have Ray win the Intercontinental Championship. Then Dominik wants his rematch clause, and his deadbeat dad has it. So that gives him double the reason they'll want to go after that title.
I don't hate that either, and that's payback for him taking the title from, you know, Ray all those years ago. It's kind of a comeuppance scenario. Steve Austin said his WrestleMania match with Bret Hart at WrestleMania 13 was his the most unforgettable of his WWE career, and that's the one he holds in highest regard. He said, I knew we had those people from the jump street. I dived on him, started whooping his ass, and then we go into a barricade. I start bleeding like a stuck pig. Finally, after a couple attempts, he turns me over in that sharpshooter, and I'm laying there, and I push up position, and I'm trying to escape. We loved working Chicago, Rosemont Horizon, because first of all, the fans were terrific, and the acoustics in that building, the wooden ceiling, so when they yell, it's kind of like hitting the gas pedal. You get an immediate response. Fucking awesome. How's it going, Detroit? Hopefully you're doing well. And King Matthew III, he said, when Liv does return, I really hope they don't reuse the Rhea and Dom betrayal storyline when Liv returns. I hope they just move past that, you know? Let him go ahead and do as much. Hey, we even have Liv Morgan herself in the chat. Look at that. That's exciting.
Do we?
We do. A-dub, indeed, Coot. There's my time-traveling lawyer. Thank you guys for hanging out with us on a Sunday. It's been good just shooting the shit and relaxing. Yeah, of course, that would be Steve Austin's most thought of and well-regarded match. Absolutely.
Well, this Liv's going to be here. Liv, it was all Jake and Jake's idea only, and I'm innocent.
Yeah, no, that's right. He's innocent. I'm the son of a bitch that went ahead and took a baseball bat to our plans. Goldberg no showed a private signing that he was supposed to go to.
I told you to.
Don't worry about it.
Oh no, you didn't use her baseball bat, did you?
No. Yeah, Goldberg no showed at K&S WrestleFest, and he stiffed them for the payment. So. It was in Brentwood, New York at the Credit Union Arena. I can't talk. In Suffolk Arena. And he said, unfortunately, Goldberg private signing did not happen. We had all our items laid out and ready to sign as Goldberg was doing another private for another vendor. After he was done, he got up and said he was done. He walked out past our stuff and left. We were all super disappointed and frustrated. My apologies to all. Goldberg has made no statement. But they did put out Goldberg reuniting with Sting and the Great Muta. So, hey, yo, how's it going? Yeah, granted, you said Blood and Guts was too good. You know, that's the Women's War Games. It's not going to come close at all. I mean, let's talk about it. I think we're going to have to... let's talk about it.
Let me talk to you.
Yeah. The Women's War Games is not going to be as violent. I know that. But they fucked up Jamie Hayter so bad in that War Games match. And I watched it live with you, sir. I didn't even see the spot enough to react to it. But, oh my God, this is... I saw it quick, but I thought, like, the way I quickly viewed it, I didn't realize she got just completely bashed in the head. They have a trash can smashed over Jamie Hayter's face. And, you know, Megan Bain just takes this chair and baseball pitches it at her face, like as hard and fast as you can a steel chair. This thing goes. And she ends up getting, I think they said she had contusions, chipped teeth, possible concussion. Just all this crazy shit, and for what? So let's go ahead in slow-mo. Check this out. I thought when I looked at it quick, because I was actually on mobile, and it looked like she had her hand up, so I thought she stopped the force of the chair to hit into it, but no, that was not the case. The chair just completely spikes her face and wallops her.
Oh, jeez.
I'm all for hardcore. They said that she's concussed and she has not done anything physical since the chair shot. She just laid in the corner of the ring. Paul Turner kept checking on Jamie Hayter over and over while the match itself was happening. She just couldn't move. She moved her face to the side? No, she got chipped teeth, a concussion, and cuts and some other stuff. So that's not great for a girl, but yeah, that's unfortunate, but
Indeed, it is.
I mean, it's the same thing with Liv. You know, injuries happen. It's just Liv's was kind of a oops occurrence. It just was a bad landing, and this was just careless and could have been handled so much better. I mean, she said she chipped several teeth. She has a concussion. When we talked to her, she was as badass as you would expect, all things considered.
Yeah, I don't think it's fair to compare that to Liv's injury. Two completely different.
I mean, she just chucked a chair at her face with a trash can lid over her head. She just launches it at her.
That's way different than having a...
That made me more uncomfortable seeing that played back than any of like, oh, the blood could be, or I don't mind them going hardcore. My problem is they shit on what a War Games match is and what it should be. So, I mean, hey,
I don't think the injuries are the same there.
No, even Jade falling into the steps, I feel like is an accident. This was not an accident. This was carelessness. I mean, it wasn't like, hey, you could get hurt. It's like, no, you're going to get fucked up. I'm throwing a chair into your face while you have a trash can lid that's already crushed, so it's not going to take any of the impact into your face. I mean, she has chipped teeth and a concussion.
That's way different than a freak landing.
Yeah. I have my scar. Obviously, you can see here. I had, fuck ton of stitches internally, externally. It was like 70 something altogether. And face lacerations bleed badly too. Like I soaked through 2 towels and a t-shirt getting to the hospital on that one. Not trying to drink the haterade here. They climbed out of the cage in both matches, which if you escape, you're supposed to, forfeit the match. That's why it's War Games. You're contained. That's why it has a lid on the cage so you can't climb out. Everybody hates WWE's cage because there's no enclosure. Yet with this, they climbed out of the side, they opened a door, So, okay, you changed your rules, you shit on what it's supposed to be for War Games, fine. But then it just continually elevated with the silly from there, with the excessive shots and what we got. To me, it was just too much. After a while, you were like, all right, like, even Bryan Danielson, when they threw Darby Allin into a flaming table and no one was there with a fire extinguisher at the ready, he just kept rolling to put himself out. No one in that shot had a fire extinguisher. How are you? You see how much lighter fluid they poured on that table? Jesus.
Yeah, we were talking about it like, geez, you only need a fucking little bit. And
I know that personally. I was a dumbass.
I don't think they...
We put my buddy through a table on fire with plywood in the back, too much gas, it sticks to anything, clothing, look at how Cody burned his back and he had the gel all over it for the fire gel. It sucks. Fire is a ridiculous thing. Did they need that spot outside of the cage all the way over there? Did that do anything? Why does Darby have to get destroyed again? He finally just beat Moxley and now he's got to get his ass kicked even more. Like, I
don't know why
what does it serve? What does it do?
Because
Darby should be being put over now so he can build himself towards the world title eventually. But no, he's in the same place he's been.
Go back to that clip, like, we'll say that's enough. Then, like, 25, 30 seconds into it, then they're like, oh my God, they're still going with it? He was just dumping all of it on the...
Yep.
Like, fire spreads, you just needed a little bit. I don't think they know how to do the spot. I even know you just need a little bit, and it's still going to cover the whole table. You'll still get the same effect, but it probably wouldn't have traveled on them. And because, I got scared for a second because the fire stuck on them for a minute.
Yeah, no kidding. I was genuinely baffled. Like a lot of the decisions, and then Marina Shafir is the legit badass in there. But they go a little too far with the times.
What about before we'll get the comparisons with what Kane used to do.
Yeah,
Kane set JR on fire before.
We've had a lot of fire spots, obviously. Yeah,
Kane is
but it's in a controlled environment too. Like I know they had stunt performers doing it with him. They could have had people there at AEW. It's just the point that I was laughing because there was no measure to put out the fire near the fire. That's all that I could see visibly with my eyes as they just kind of ran towards him. Like, anybody got any dirt? There was just a lot of it felt excessive or careless. Why did they need to fight on top of the war games? You're not supposed to leave the goddamn thing. And then they didn't do anything. They climbed down off the top. So what was the point? They teased throwing him off the top, and then they launched him through the side, and that was it. And then they carried Darby's corpse up there to the top and threw him through a table on fire. And they had the Don Callis family help him win. Whoopee shit. It doesn't make me want to see any of the heels and Death Riders get their ass kicked more, because guess what? Every time they get their ass kicked, they keep coming back. They're like fucking zombies. They just keep reanimating. It's that thing should have been dead a long time ago, especially at All In. Hangman won. He hung him out to dry. Moxley should have been, hey, you quit. How are we supposed to follow you? You're not a leader. You tapped out. And everybody disbands. They're fucking over. What is the story continuation of the Death Riders? Why is it still going? What is the purpose? How are they? It's just happening.
I wish I knew.
Hey, Seth Rollins and The Fiend. God. Yeah, that was just terrible. As bad too when Randy lit The Fiend on fire, and that was a bit much, granted. The only reason I can kind of give them a little bit of, I don't know if you call it sympathy or leeway, but it was during pandemic times. They didn't really have people yet. We had a Thunderdome, so doing stunts like that, they could be edited, but it's better than them kicking out of a finishing move 10 to 20 times, just like Seth Rollins and CM Punk did in their cage match. And that's why I said, granted, that's why styles are different and there's different wrestling for different people. I'm more into the sports entertainment. I would prefer the match we got with Cena and Dom over what we got with, Kenny and Omega. And who else? And Will Ospreay. Kenny Omega, Will Ospreay is a good one. So, those two together make magic, and I'm not disputing that, but I prefer the spectacle of it. I like the cheating moment from Dom and Cena playing along. I like Super Cena because he can't be weak in, why is the bloodline still continuing if The Rock's no longer there and Roman? Well, the bloodline is done for. Now they have the MFTs. There's no more bloodline. That's all basically null and void. Once Roman got the Ula Fala back when they had Solo lose at the Raw debut on Netflix this year, what was that, January 6th or whatever, that was the last time anything like real bloodline related happened, no?
Yep, you're probably right there. Yeah, I think that's...
I honestly don't recall it being any time recent besides that, but... Death Riders need to disassemble, just like the Bloodline story. Like, why? Yeah, if The Rock's no longer there and Roman, I agree. That's why I like right now. It's
we're not comparing Death Riders though to the Bloodline, right? There.
No, but it's still the point of It's big issues on both sides because WWE's having problems with storytellings. They're just going for moments over logical steps, and then the other side is booking for great matches, but not great storytelling. So that's lacking any type of special interest besides, this will be a great match, but who are you going to root for? I don't give a shit. It'll be a good match. It doesn't capture you. So I'm not happy about the John Cena run either. They never should have turned him heel in his final year. I know it was a gigantic what if, but it was a risk that they should have known, they should have planned for. They had no idea what he was going to say when he came out, who he was going to face. They didn't change his costume, no new outfit, no new gear, no new music, nothing. There was nothing to feel like he changed except for his words, which were very hollow because he said, you people that don't support me, when all he's gotten...
You always boo me, but but for the years since that point, he's been cheered for a long time.
If he did that in 2019... Even 2021, when people started to come back and they still didn't go all in for Cena, I'd be like, yeah, I get it, but he's a legend and people love seeing him. He was mega over.
So they turned him heel when he was his most popular.
When he was his most over, and they ruined a lot with that, unfortunately. So it's been disappointing for most of it. There were semblances of good, of course, because it's still Cena.
I would love to see Vince's just reaction of Cena turning heel. I would have just loved this scene.
His pipe bomb, to Punk was great. the match he had with AJ, and even the match he had with Logan was really good. Like the match with Cody at SummerSlam was damn good. It was definitely spam heavy on the finishers, but they wanted to make sure like he really put over Cody because how bad they fucked up Mania. I don't know how anybody backstage in charge truly felt like, okay, there's no Rock here. So when Travis Scott comes out, everyone's going to think The Rock is right behind him, right? But he's not. And Travis Scott is going to cost Cody the title.
Oh my God, I'm going to have a migraine.
Right? Like, shouldn't somebody have run around the corner and been like, no! And just end that? That's what I said. Take out Travis before it starts. I wish people would
extend this until WrestleMania because this is his last WrestleMania.
That's the problem. I wish John literally could have gone from Mania to Mania with the retirement tour.
Cena's last match should be WrestleMania.
It should be, and especially
and the whole locker room comes out and claps. That is what Cena deserves. So main event of WrestleMania, last match, and not after the match, the whole locker room comes out and
people were so upset at that Mania because they were cheering because they wanted to see Cena win still. They weren't really fully buying into the heel turn. But
that's another thing too, real quick, because people said that probably won't happen. Do you think the entire roster comes out to celebrate?
For the December 13th one, the Saturday night's main event? Yeah, I think they'll have I think they'll have everybody come out there. Because that's it. That's his last hit. And they're going to make a documentary out of it. And they're going to go ahead and have a network special out of it. And they're going to go ahead and they're going to turn that into so much content. It's unreal. And they should. But memorable, yeah. That WrestleMania is memorable for all the wrong reasons for the most part. I mean, they had such an epic Mania the year before, and then this one, it felt so tone deaf. There were so many things that people wanted, and then they just pushed it into other avenues. It's like, no, we don't want the triple threat with Roman, Seth, and Punk. We are telling you. And they just were like, nope, la, 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 here you go. We know best. And hey, they're going back to Vegas because they made a ton of money, right? Can't argue there.
TKO is going to kill WWE, and Tony Khan is going to kill his own.
Yeah, I mean, kind of feels like that's the case between the two of them. If they had to be actually generating money in AEW, like being fully on profitable, that would be a totally sweet story. But that's not the case here. So they've got the financial backing to protect themselves, but I don't know what they can do, to up the freaking numbers and the ratings. And I mean, I have ideas certainly, but realistically, what are they going to do now besides announce more belts, more tournaments, and push more dream matches?
Yes.
They're not getting themselves in front of a new audience, in front of more people. That's the issue, unfortunately.
More belts, Jake. More belts.
She's going to 15. She wants to beat Cena 17, right? Not with one title, but with 17 different ones, even a couple that aren't even real defendable belts. That's like Mariah May going around with her belt that she won from the, Owen and saying, and I'm still champion. It's a little off, but hey, to each their own. We have a lot of content still to come today. Don't you worry. At 8 p.m., part 2 of Into Somewhere Rivals will be releasing. Not it by a long shot.
We had like over 2 hours.
It's going to be epic. I'm telling you. We've got just a really great podcast, so go ahead and check that out tonight. That will be available at 8 p.m. today. Everybody will get the chance with that. I try to get a short to play, but it just hates me. It just. There we go.
Jake.
I know. I tried. I'm sorry. What am I going to do? Well, that's all right. I got the audio going. I know what you're going to do.
Me?
You're supposed to handle these things. That's why I believe in you, Cody O'Needy. Check out our latest music in the YouTube shorts or on TikTok at Jake.CountdownEnded. Yes, we are going to go ahead and talk about TNA this week as well. Everything that happened with Mike Santana, the TNA Plus changes, upsetting fans, and them putting out new content and right out the way they did has a lot of people upset.
We're saving that for Wednesday's show, right?
Absolutely. Into Somewhere Weekly. We'll have more on that, as well as our predictions for Full Gear. We got a lot to talk about this week. We've got more info on Survivor Series because we're heading into War Games, baby.
War Games!
Yes,
That's
indeed.
right. So thank you for hanging out with us this Sunday. For myself and my dear friend Cody Onidi, he's going to go ahead and tell you where you can find him. Let them know, my friend.
You can find me over on my Twitter or X nowadays at Judgment Day Era.
Down there.
You can find me over on my YouTube, also at Judgment Day Era. We are gonna try to get some gaming content in actually soon. There's an actual thing. I got a PC. Yeah. So that's gonna
I
help.
was excited. You got an actual PC in the way. Hey.
Yep. And figure out a nice monitor for it, and we'll get that going.
Yeah.
And yes, and there will legit be gaming content this time. I'm gonna kick it old school. Like I know I can get some games hooked up on there. I'm gonna play some No Mercy.
There we
the
go.
Nintendo 64.
There we go. Get you
I'm gonna
playing
play
some of the
Mario
classics.
64. Yeah, you know it. Not just GTA.
No.
Gotta play the classics, but
Delayed again,
what's my
too. Doesn't that
Instagram?
sucks?
I always forget my Instagram.
Cody _
Cody
Onidi
yeah. that thing.
_ 316.
Give me a hell yeah.
That's right. And I
indeed.
can be found right here on this YouTube channel, youtube.com/Jake DeMarco. Thank you for helping us.
Hopefully, I can be on their good side again.
Right.
Living dominant. Like
We
we
hope.
talked good about them today.
We did. We tried, and hopefully they can help us on the journey to 14,000 subs. We're on our way up. We're approaching fast and quick. So thank you all so much for that.
But,
Make sure you hit the
fan
like
base
button.
will clip.
Snip, snip, snip. Hey, if you want to clip, you can go ahead and do the same. You find a funny moment, go ahead and clip it for the show. We appreciate it. That's right.
Use hashtag into somewhere on Twitter and show us what you thought was funny.
Exactly. We appreciate the clips and the comments. Like I said, hit the like button down below. You can find me on the Twitter /X at Countdown Ended, on Instagram and on Rumble, all at Countdown Ended. And you can find us, as I said earlier, on TikTok at Jake.CountdownEnded and on Spotify using hashtag Into Somewhere. I hope you all have a great night. We have part 2 of Into Somewhere Rivals tonight. SmackDown roster, who's better, face or heel? Until then, I hope you all stay sexy, and we'll see you tomorrow.